In nomine Padri, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Welcome, everybody, to Sunday Mass. It is Sunday, the 1st of June, 2025. How is everybody today? It seems kind of low to me, right? Let's see if I can crank that up just a little bit. Yeah, because settings changed because we did the big show on Friday night. Great to see everybody in the room. Let's see who started out. Space Ace. You are in at number one. Basher of the day coming your way, my friend. I got to make sure I have your email address. If I don't, you know how to do that. It's basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. That's how you get a hold of me. Anybody who is expecting or is waiting for one, please give me a little bit of a nudge because last week was, court and the hospital and a bunch of stuff. So I'm a little bit behind. I think I'm mostly caught up, but if I'm not, hold me to it because that's a guarantee. If you're number one in the room, you are Basher of the day. And like you absolutely 100% get that track, Space Ace. Thanks. Thanks, Space Ace. Push Stuttgart's in the room. Good day, Bashers. Good day, Bashers. So we got hit by 18 copyright strikes, not strikes, warnings on Friday night. Thanks to everybody who came out and supported me and Emmett on the show on Friday night. I don't know what I'd do without that guy. I mean, he just brings so much incredible enjoyment and expertise in his, virtuosic genius that the guy is. Just all around amazing player and one of my best buddies in the whole wide world. And thanks, Em. I love you, man. You're the best. Thanks for everybody who came out, and thanks for the fun suggestions. There was some challenging ones. And then I'm like, maybe I should start warming up before these shows like I do before like an actual concert. Instead, we're just like drinking wine and being idiots. But thanks to everybody who came in. It was a fun time. Really, really, really great turnout. And of course, thanks to the big guy for coming in and being the Barker, being the host of the show and navigating all of the digital stuff while he and I were working on the musical stuff. So thanks so much for that. I really appreciate it. In vino veritas. True. It's very true. Nice one, Space Ace. I love how you all go after each other and support one another, which is probably what we're going to talk about today. Because holy smokes, what a dumb ass scandal this is. Oh, we'll get into it, but it's just like we don't have enough problems in the world that people have to start that kind of crap. Kevin Landon, upvoted number 3 for Sunday Mass. Best wishes to Dirk and all the bashers catching the replay on after work. Bash on, Kevin Landon. Bash on to you, my friend. Great to see you as always. Ray Race here. I see land, boys. 'Tis the island, I tells thee. Arr, I see land, boys. 'Tis the island, I tell thee. Yeah, it was a lot of fun getting that thumbnail together today. ChatGPT is just not my friend anymore. It doesn't make it in the right size. They keep upgrading their service, but it's a downgrade as far as I'm concerned. Renaissance, dearest Julian says, as the horde of ancient and mythical creatures impossibly descends upon you and dragon fire envelopes the land, you are forced to concede that it's probably the very coolest way you could die. Why don't I put this up a little bit so I'm above the chitter chatter there? Sorry about that. Indeed. They should make those a little bit smaller. Indeed. Beware the leader who bangs the drums of war in order to whip the citizenry into a patriotic fervor. Jingoism, ultra-patriotism, nationalism. They're diseases. Yes, be proud of your country. Yes, yes, yes. Your culture. Of course, be proud of those things. But when you take it too far, as in the us versus them, we're better than you thing, that's when I have a problem with it. Because nobody's better than anybody else. As a matter of fact, we prove it all the time. The point is not to take the world's opinion as a guiding star, but to go one's way in life and working unerringly, neither depressed by failure nor seduced by applause. Indeed, these are very, very beautiful today, Julian. Incredible. Indeed. Mankind invented the atomic bomb, but no mouse would ever construct a mousetrap. What does that say about us, right? It's amazing. I think about that all the time. Do you guys think about that? Do you think about, wow, we built all of these nuclear weapons that could annihilate the Earth 10 times over, and they're just sitting there and not being used. And thank God for that. But they're there. I think about that all the time. They're actually there. And will there come a time when they are dismantled, when we realize, in the Star Trekian world, or we realize that such things can never serve mankind? And our petty arguments about trade wars and culture wars and all this stuff, it means nothing. It means nothing. It's meaningless because it has no validity whatsoever. Your petty little arguments that people have with other countries and cultures and people and races and genders and all that shit. It's Sunday Mass, man. In nomine Patri, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. This is the time when we need to stop that crap and stop cheering it on. Like when you ever see these countries, he tried to pull one here, like, showing off on military might and all that stuff. And when you have a real enemy and you need to get to business, I understand that. Like somebody threatens your existence. Sure, but we're all threatening each other's existence on a daily basis. It's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Well, let's do the same things. Three of the same things. You cannot solve current problems with current thinking. Current problems are the result of current thinking. They are. And look at the way, we need to look back in history and look at the way we treated ourselves and other people. The way we treated everyone, and learn from those. That's why I'm not a big advocate of erasing history. I'm just not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. Happy Sunday, Father Dirk, and all the bashers. It's the beautiful Melly C. Hi, Melly C. Great to see you in the room. Mama of Mark and Mindy, we love you. Upvote and subscribe. Sunday Mass is here, says Mart. Hey, Bronson. Hey, Mart. Great to see you, and great to have you both in the room today. I actually have the mail on a tab now. It's so odd. This is going to be my semi-permanent wallpaper for the for Sunday Mass, because I just think it looks great and I really like it. It's very Michelangelo-y. Buddy ho, £1.99. That's like $500 US. Upvoted. Thanks for the basher of the day. Congrats, Space Ace. Are you kidding me? You rock and roll the world, kiddo. Let's give you a super chat gong. Daniel Gutierrez is in the room. Hello, Bastards. The thumbnail reminds me of the painting in Good Will Hunting. Hey, that's cool. I was trying to go for like a Winslow Homer kind of vibe, and it kept telling me I was infringing on copyrights. I'm like, really? Is that not public domain at this point? It makes no sense to me. I have to go back and watch. Good Will Hunting's a great movie. And R. Andrews here, Canadian $5. Congratulations, Space Ace. I don't have any guitars around. I do, but they're behind the paintings. In the darkest days, become someone's light. Upvote and subscribe and become a Patreon if you can. And you know what? I'm going to do that. I don't do it nearly enough. All my beautiful Patreon Pantheon downstairs. Thank you for everything. Everybody who shows up every day. All my regular folks, whether... Yes, the financial part of it is very nice, keeps the lights on, but also just your interaction and your patronage and your participation is the key to this channel. It is the whole thing. It's your show. I just host it. Dirk, the beacon of light in anyone's darkest days. I don't know how true that is. I have my moments. I have my Patti Lupone moments too. And the beautiful Robin's bird is here. How are we doing over there, Robbinsburg? Give us the latest update, please, on Pup and everything. Yes, he is. Hello, Bashes. That's very sweet of you all. Nudge, 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 nudge to you, nudgy. Only 18. Next time, let's go for 20. I don't know what that means. Oh, 18. Hey, 18. Good day to you, Father Dirk. Wishing you and yours only good things. Let's see if I can get that real quick. Can I? Only good things. There it is. That is the one and the only Andy M. Andy M. Thanks, buddy boy. Great to have you in the room, as always. I love the two of you guys on your big projector. Hey, Roar the Tiger. Did you gave me a super chat the other night and we missed a song? So I owe you. I'm so sorry. Like, I wasn't in control of the whole thing. And somebody said they sent me a PayPal. They didn't, look, I wasn't in charge of that. I was in charge of the singing. But I think I saw at the very end that I missed one, and of course I don't want to miss one from you at all. So why don't you give me a bell at basherdirk@gmail.com. Send me a little bell, and I'll do you a little ditty. It'll be like Basher of the Day, but it's if you sent us a super chat for a song, I hate that we might have missed one, especially somebody like you, because we love you, man, and you're so important to the show. You've been such a big member of this panel for such a very long time. So believe me, I notice these things. And hey, Andy M, it's like a mission. Film Kitty. Where is his oboe? His name must be Gabriel. Here you go. Andrew says nobody's better than anyone else. After the game, the king and the pawns all go. Andrew, all the kings and pawns go in the same box. Could it have been said better than that? I don't know that it could. Schools don't really teach history anymore. They don't want to offend anyone. So the same dumbass mistakes get done over and over again. It's completely true. That's what they do. And how are we going to learn? Let's stop talking about the Nazis. And then what'll happen? Then we'll have all new Nazis, and somebody will say, well, that shit never happened. And there's already people that think that, which is crazy, but it's true. Roar the Tiger. I've got plenty of time to think about atomic warfare. I was 13 at the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis. There you go. Well, I wasn't 13 at the time of the missile crisis. I was born during it, but or just after it. And but still doesn't make me too young. But I'm glad we're in the same boat. But we did have my eldest sister remembers getting under the desk, like that's going to help you in an atomic bomb. But I do remember having crazy drills and stuff in school, and we'd all have to go outside and assemble. It was just weird. Ray says, replaced 4 batteries, 60 kilos each up from engine room, 3 stairs, then 3 meters dock wall. plus new head. A boat would be great fun. John from Hitman, my wonderful Johnny, Kristen Johnny Glima, he owned a boat for a couple of years, and it was one of the things he got into, and he just eventually got out of it because it was just so prohibitively expensive and so involved. His whole life revolved around his boat, and he loved it. He absolutely was into it, and he loved to take. I never went out on his boat. Just saying, never went out on your boat. Robin's Bird, loved your rendition of King Solomon Friday night. I think my favorite on that. Oh, well, thanks. Oh, Pup is doing very well. That's all that really matters. Yeah, it's funny for me to do Mr. North songs because I've sang them all the time. When I went to go see them, I sang them in the crowd. It just, because we got a copyright strike. We got a copyright strike for King Solomon. And I'm like, wait a second. He's right here. I got a copyright strike on when I did one of my videos. I played something from was it even a Hitman song? I don't remember what it was. No, it was I don't remember, but I got a copyright. Oh no, it was The Ledge from the last Hitman record. I put it in the background of a video, and man, I got 3 copyright claims on it. I was like, I wrote that shit by myself. How the hell did that happen? But we got a copyright strike for King Solomon. And I believe that those guys, no matter who writes a song, I think that they collectively shared in publishing, and that's what that is. It's a publishing claim. And we got one for King Solomon. I mean, it's, it's very weird to sing your friend's song in front of them, and when the singer who's in one of the best who's ever done the job. It's a little intimidating, to be honest with you. We're very, very different vocalists. And, but, he's one of the greatest that's ever done it, in my humble opinion. And I think in a lot of people's opinions, he's one of the greatest that ever did it. But anyway, it is what it is. You say no worries. I say worry. Roar of the Tiger. Roar of the Tiger is the thrill of the fight. Dave Fitzsimons, whoop whoop! I'm late to the show. You're not late. You're not late at all. Anybody watch the Pee Wee Herman documentary? It was beautiful. He was making the documentary himself, and of course, he passed away in 2023 because he had an undisclosed. He had cancer. He just didn't tell anybody. He was in the middle of making this documentary, and then he had a falling out with the producers. Eventually, he died, and the movie just came out. It was a 2-part documentary. I don't know where you would stream it. I saw it on HBO. I don't know what kind of an impact he had on outside of the United States of America. But we were discussing it the other night with a bunch of people who were from Europe, and they watched it and they seemed to know who he was. And it's a totally different kind of comedy. Like, I don't get Monty Python, and that's cultural. I think maybe in a lot of ways, a lot of people might not get Pee Wee Herman either. But Pee Wee's Big Adventure is one of my most quoted movies. I quote it all the time because there's so many great things in it. But his children's show was groundbreaking and visionary effort. It was beautiful stuff, and it was a very poignant documentary about a guy that was just a man with a very special gift, and how he was taken down twice. Now, the second time he got taken down, I was unaware of, and it seemed like it was more like this overzealous politician who was looking to make a name for himself, and it's unfortunate that it happened. And it was, watch it. I'm not going to tell you what it was about, but it was really, really very good. And great to see you. Whoop, whoop, Dave Fitzsimons. At some point, Dirk might end up recording a iBasher CD of cover songs just to ship them out and not get into you. But the thing about those things is they're not strikes. So they don't count when it comes to what I'm allowed to do on this show. So, like, if I had a real copyright strike, like I've had one, and was when Oisin and I played Eurovision live and commented on it. We were using somebody's content live. They shut the show down for like 20 minutes. We were able to get back on, but we got a strike, which we still have. Well, we had, and it takes a while for that to fall off. Now, of course, that was super unintentional. We didn't think that was going to happen because we were critiquing, which is educational. But the problem is with YouTube, if you, like, here's an example. It says under the Mr. North, we got 18 copyright claims. Now, one of them was the Mr. North song. Now, if we decided to contest that, it would actually open up a dialogue. And now we shouldn't lose it because he was right here, It's one of the guys in the band, one of the writers of the tune. I think, maybe not, but a copyright holder of the track. If for some crazy reason we lost it, because it was a Brazilian claim, it was Brazilian publishing. Now, if for some reason, though, the Brazilians, they fight it and they win, we would get an actual copyright strike. So it's not worth it to contest any of these things because they do not mess with the validity of the show or stop us from doing, live broadcasts, or we just can't run commercials on the show, which I don't do anyway. A couple of my shows have commercials on them, and those were not done by me. Those were done by people who claimed the copyright, and then they enforce it. And it's called copyright sharing, and they'll put it on there. And I don't get any of it. They get it all. And I don't care because that's not how the show works. But yeah. Yeah, that's another idea to do an iBasher CD, maybe. Even at 7 years old, I didn't think the desk would provide much protection. I mean, how funny is that? They have this, these megaton bombs, and what are you going to do? Hide under the desk? What is that going to do for you? It's not going to do anything. You're just going to die under a desk. But you think about those things, it's horrible. According to Lewis Black, whom I love, during an atomic strike, a school desk would be great kindling. That's unreal. Andy M. We did have drills at school. I grew up 5 miles from the UK's biggest nuclear base. When one child asked, "What's the point?" we would all be glass in a heartbeat. The drill stopped after that. Isn't that interesting? That the drill stopped. I'm still higher than that. Let me fix this. Sorry about this. I have this newsstand for my phone, and it's adjustable. It's because it's a snake, so it works out pretty good. But these got bigger, right? Didn't they get bigger? I feel like they got bigger. Anyway, so the theme of today's show is, thanks, Andy M. So I don't know everybody knows who Patti Lupone is, right? Don't cry for me, Argentina. The very first Evita. She's been in a slew of other things. She's got four Tony Awards, but she's most famous for Broadway, but she's been in a lot of movies too. She's got a very big career. I think she's won an Emmy. She had her own show about raising an autistic child, or a child with Down syndrome. And she's been around 50 years in the entertainment world. She's a very outspoken type of broad, She tells it like it is, and it can be refreshing, or it can be coarse, and it can be cringy sometimes. She does a lot of that show, Watch What Happens Live, the Real Housewives guy. I forget his name, Andy Cohen, who runs he has a show called Watch What Happens Live, and he gets celebrities on, and they drink, and they have to do confessionals and say stupid stuff. And she's always on there because she's funny. She's very, very funny lady. She's got a lot of talent. But she's very outspoken, and now she's caught in this imbroglio that is really, to me, extremely unjustified. And I'll tell you the story in a nutshell. So, well, actually, let me read my little thing. So, I wanted to talk today to address something that's been bothering me a lot, and it's not just because of the individuals involved, but because of what it seems to say about the current state of discourse, particularly in the arts, Broadway, films, and celebrities in general. And it doesn't seem to apply to politicians, which I don't understand. No one is held accountable for the ridiculous things they say. Guess who? But recently, stage veteran Keisha Lewis, I had no idea who she was. I recognize her face from things, but apparently she's a Broadway veteran. She posted a video reacting to an interaction with the iconic Patti Lupone. The situation? Miss Lupone was performing in a quiet play, just a spoken word play at the Booth Theater. And it was right next door to Alicia Keys' musical called Hell's Kitchen, which is shown for being boisterous and loud and, high energy. Very loud volume. As many people have said, it was one of the loudest shows, or is one of the loudest shows on Broadway. The guy, Gareth, that is the sound guy, he had been taken to task for several other shows that he'd done. It's too loud. Even Alicia Keys said something about she thought that the show was too loud. There's even a thing where when you go to get tickets for the show, if you're elderly and you get a front row or third row, whatever, or you're up front, they recommend you go back because it's very, very loud. But as the sound was bleeding into Miss Lupone's performance, she did what most professional people might do. She spoke to the theater manager, and they in turn got in touch with the theater owners, which are the Schuberts or the Niederlanders. And they spoke to the theater owners and sound designers to try to address the issue. She followed it up with a note and flowers because they fixed the issue. They put up some kind of sound reinforcement, and they changed a couple of very loud cues that were bleeding into. These theaters on Broadway were built so long ago, before amplification, before PA, public address systems. It was old school theater. They would just talk on the stage and people would hear it. But now, of course, everybody's got a radio mic and there's speakers everywhere. The sound design is just absolutely, it's like going to a concert. It's basically that. So she did what anybody would do. And she followed that up with a note to the production house and to the sound designers and said, thank you very much. And she sent a bouquet of flowers. And to me, that felt like a resolution, an example of professionalism and not an aggressive way to handle it. However, in the aftermath, it's raised a lot of questions that I don't understand. Miss Lewis interpreted it a little bit differently, which I am a little beguiled by. Miss Lewis interpreted this event as a form of racial microaggression. She posted a video that reframed what appeared to be a sound issue into a matter of race, when, from everything available to the public, there was absolutely no mention of race, no language or behavior that clearly invoked it. The original issue seemed technical and procedural. How did this become personal and racial? Well, it became personal later. We'll talk about that. This isn't about denying that microaggressions do exist. They absolutely do. Now, as Miss Lewis clearly states in her video, microaggressions are not always intentional. They are subliminal, but they basically marginalize people by the way that the things are said, which I don't think happened here at all. But it is now about a growing tendency to assign intent, and particularly racial intent, playing the race card, I don't care if you're blue, black, purple, LGBTQ, XYZ. It doesn't really matter to me. Technically, I fall into one of those categories, and I don't give a shit. I really generally don't, unless it is directed at me personally with direct intent, as you all know it was by you know who. And I did what anybody would do when somebody uses some kind of epithet to you directly. I went to the police and I filed a restraining order against her because it was a direct, aggressive threat. Patti Lupone didn't exactly do that. So for me, the situation seems to be, at least on the surface, to be rooted in something else entirely, and it feels like projection and more than like normal pattern recognition of a situation. And let's be honest, Patti Lupone did not help herself in the aftermath because she's got a big mouth. She's from Long Island. In her New Yorker interview, which I read in its entirety last night, she seems like a woman frustrated, and she got catty. She didn't just defend herself, she went further. She called Miss Lewis a bitch and compared their resumes, especially framing the whole thing as a battle between Broadway legends and somebody with a less prominent career. She even admitted to looking up Miss Lewis's credits as if to establish superiority. Now, that is to be perceived. I don't believe that to be true whatsoever. She just said, as Broadway veterans, like, I didn't know who she was. I'm sure people in the theater business know who she is. I didn't. Patti Lupone's a pretty major star, especially in that world. But she compared their resumes. It was not a very good look for Patti, but it's also what people do when they're hurt, blindsided, and angry. She's mad because in her eyes, what began as a technical backstage problem, it was turned into a racialized public incident. And she felt extremely misrepresented of her entire intent. And let's be honest, Miss Lewis, while a respected and seasoned performer, is not a household name. It is not impossible to wonder if part of it was for her to find her moment of visibility, an opportunity to stand out or even elevate her profile and become some kind of a culture hero in a very public way. And now we're seeing open letters, one big open letter signed by 500 Broadway performers, technicians, stagehands, etc., are attempting not to criticize Patti Lupone, but to cancel her. And I have to ask, how did we get from a noise complaint to a public indictment of somebody's character on racial grounds when that was never implied? She implied the implication, Miss Lewis. When we start layering accusations that aren't directly supported by facts or statements, we dilute the seriousness of the real racial issues. And they still exist. They're everywhere. We know it. And they still matter deeply. We risk weaponizing nuances in ways that don't seek justice. They seek outrage. This isn't about defending Patti Lupone for everything. As a matter of fact, I used to make fun of her all the time. I used to say she couldn't find the key if it was in her door. Because if you listen to, this is going to sound funny, if you listen to the Madonna 1997 recording and you listen to the original Broadway cast, Patti's a little out of tune. She's a great singer. She's very powerful. You know, I probably fall into the Ethel Merman category like she does too. And I get it. She can be a little pitchy. She's, I think, way more technical now, but in the early days, not so much. But this is about asking if this particular moment truly warrants the narrative that's been placed upon it. And more importantly, it's about the health of our world and our community. Creatively diverse and DEI, and sometimes messy, when disagreement should be possible without escalation, when something really happens. Now, she is asserting that because Alicia Keys' show is more of a black-centric show, that by calling it a loud show and trying to get the volume turned down, she's trying to silence African Americans' expression and creativity, which was certainly not her intent, nor was it ever implied. So I think in the end, disagreement should be possible without escalation, and we should try to frame them correctly instead of having a need to destroy each other to make a point. And she posted this video, man, and it is just, I mean, am I going to get in trouble for doing that if I post it? I don't know that I am, but I think you should see it. Present screen share. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna share it. This is this woman, Keisha, and you tell me what you think about this. It's an open letter to Patti Lupone. Oh, did it go to another window? Damn you! Damn you! Okay, hold on a second. All right, let me fix this for you. Stop the screen share. Stop the screen share. Stop the screen share. There you go. On Broadway. This is I want to play. That's not the right one. Hold on. That is not the screen share. Chrome tab. Is it this one?
Miss Lupone, I want to make sure that you know that this letter is from me, not from the cast or crew or producers of Hell's Kitchen. I am speaking for Keisha Lewis only. I hope that you will take 5 minutes out of your day to listen to this letter in its entirety. Ms. Lupone, I understand that there have been a couple of situations that have gone on in the last few weeks that I want to address. The first one is that you contacted our theater owner about changing a couple of our sound cues because you found them to be too loud.
Everyone did.
You also, after our sound design was adjusted, sent flowers to our sound and stage management team thanking them.
How offensive.
Another thing that I'm aware of is that you dismissed publicly signing a fan's Hell's Kitchen playbill because
I'm not signing a Hell's Kitchen. They're too loud.
It's not her show.
I wanted to address this because, Ms. Lupone, these actions, in my opinion, are bullying.
They're not.
They're offensive.
They're not.
They're racially microaggressive.
They are absolutely
They're
not.
rude. They're rooted in privilege. And these actions also lack a sense of community and leadership for someone as yourself who has been in the business as long as you have. I want to explain what a microaggression is.
Please do.
These are subtle, unintentional comments or actions that convey stereotypes, biases, or negative assumptions.
That's what you're doing.
Based on their race. Microaggressions can seem harmless or minor, but can accumulate and cause significant stress or discomfort for the recipient. Examples include calling a black show loud in a way that dismisses it. In our industry, language holds power and shapes perception, often in ways that we may not immediately realize. Referring to a predominantly Black Broadway show as loud can unintentionally reinforce harmful stereotypes, and it also feels dismissive of the artistry and the voices that are being celebrated on stage. Comments like these can be
blah, 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 blah. She's the racist. Here, there, and everywhere. Listen, white people can't play the race card. I'm a white guy, and you know what? I do understand white privilege 1,000,000%. Most people think I'm a priest or a cop anyway. I totally get that. And I think white people have, or try to, most do, have been sensitive to other people's issues because, you know, opportunity has not been afforded to them. That's 100% true. You know, I technically belong to the LGBTQI XYZ, whatever the fuck it's called now. And it's not part of my mission, and nor do I care. I don't want somebody to personally use it to me, but when it's used as a blanket statement, and I generally never call people out on that stuff because I don't expect people, every single person in the universe, to kowtow to me. What Miss Lewis is doing is the ultimate form of bullying. She's making up a racial thing. She's playing the card, and she's using it against a Broadway legend. Patti Lupone's got a big mouth. She always had a big mouth. She's a coarse, rough, aggressive broad, and that's probably not a cool word to use either. Some people like it, some people don't, but great dames of yesteryear. She created this whole thing, and now Patti Lupone, the Tonys are this week. Patti Lupone has, as far as I've been told, uninvited. She was not nominated this year. She's in a show called The Roommate with Mia Farrow, who is nominated. But it is just content. Playing the race card is like playing the gay card or playing whatever card you've got in your deck, is probably one of the weakest links in today's society, because the one who plays the race card is the one who has the power, because Patti Lupone can't say anything. She is limited in her defenses there. She only personally attacked that woman and called her a bitch after that video because she was furious. But it's just going to it's going to blow up in her face. And the way the world works and the apologists of the world, and she apologized. She sent out a full-blown apology. And I think it was she went too far. You know, when somebody does you wrong, an apology, everybody demands an apology nowadays. And it's so ridiculous to demand apology. You want to see an apology through actions. You want to see an apology through the work that people do, or a change in their attitude if they've truly done something wrong to you, yours, or the people that you care about. But this whole thing, this drumming up this whole thing about a show that she now calls a black show, well, is that what it is? Is it so you just the one that turned it into a black show? If it's a black show, then are you excluding me from seeing the show because it's not for me? I don't understand why. It was about sound, and she's creating this whole big havoc now, and I think it's disgraceful. I'm sure she's a very, very talented woman. She's in a major show. She won a Tony Award last year. So I'm sure she's extremely talented, but she sounds like she's got a very big diva bug up her ass. And she's the one that started this whole thing. And I think it's absolutely disgusting and grotesque. What are your thoughts? Oh, boy. That was my story. Oh, I've got Tobster in here. It's going to be good. Starting. Hey, Kevin Hawthorne. Great to see you from Lakeland, Florida. JHB says, well, they did stop. Thanks for the other night, JHB. You were fabulous on the show. Mark from Brooklyn. Hey, Ukrainian sources. Zelensky and the members of the Ukrainian leadership have been moved to an unknown location to protect them from a possible Russian response. Not something we want to hear. And that motherfucker, on Sunday, Putin, just letting that guy go wild. Somebody from his inner team should just take that fucker out. That's the great part about being a far-right bigot. I don't give a shit about the race grift and the race card anymore. It's all a Kindle, yeah. According to the Great Red Fox, we should have a nuclear war. We don't be black and crispy. Do you know, I watch Sanford and Son nightly. We have this show that we watch. It's on broadcast television, and it's called Get TV, and they play Red Fox, one of the greatest shows ever in the history. Lamont! But I love, I'm dying. Red Fox was a genius. Afternoon from Somerset, England, Andy. Unfortunately, nowadays people get ahead by being a professional victim. She's getting her big moment. Everybody's going to know because the Broadway community knows her. That's about this big. It's so tiny. She's been in 10 shows. I've never heard of her before, but now I know who she is. And that, I believe, was her intent. Andrew M says, too many people seem to want 15 minutes of being offended and think that, yeah, there you go. It's all the same thing. That's the great part about being a rogue. Okay, we got that one already. Did it twice, but that's okay. It's a worthy statement. Sad world, indeed. What they're doing to Patti is bullying. Now, Patti doesn't bully people. She's just a big mouth. And she tells it like it is. She just, like the funniest thing she ever said, and she's right, was Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live asked her what she thought about Madonna in Evita. Now, Madonna is not a very good actress. We all know this. Has she been decent in a couple things? A League of Their Own, Desperately Seeking Susan. She's been okay. But she's a pretty terrible actress. But in Evita, there's no acting. It's just, she's singing, sung through the libretto. So she asked her what she thought of her as a movie star. And she said, she's dead behind the eyes. And she kind of is, because Madonna does this. She's constantly blinking, which I notice I do too. But, I'm not an actor. So whenever she says stuff, I mean, it's been part of the Patti thing for years and years and years. Now, she did not personally go after her, but she called her a bitch. And, she's mad because she turned that into something that it's not. In her New Yorker article, she also said something about Audra McDonald, who is the most decorated Broadway star in history. She's another actress of note. She's incredible singer, operatically trained, amazing singer. I love Audra McDonald. Apparently, those two don't get along. Audra McDonald said she didn't know what she was talking about, but it was very vague. So because it was two black women in there, I think they were trying to make it into a whole black-centric thing, and it wasn't. I don't know who is the editor of the New Yorker, but I think that they're also to blame for this. If you bring race up, you are the racist in the conversation. I think so, too. I don't ever get into a conversation and go, like gay people. Why would I do that? My daughter knew Patti Lupone from when she worked at 54 Below. Let's face it, Patti is the diva of Broadway, but I don't believe the racial charge. Absolutely not. Patti is a diva, But a lot of people have come to her defense saying that she demands perfection. She's not Kathleen Battle, who got fired from the Met 20 years ago for being a diva. She's not making people do crazy things. She just wanted people to be able to hear the conversation that was being had between her and Mia Farrow in The Roommate. It's not a musical, so it's just talking. And then you've got, a musical behind. It doesn't matter what the genre of music is. Like what she said, she's inferring that she said it was too loud, but she's inferring that black people are too loud. She's inferring that Patti meant that, and that's not what Patti meant. It was just too loud, which is crazy. Robin's Bird, what a crock of shit. Holy shit, liberal race world is so stupid. All this language about micro race aggression, the arrogance and privilege of these losers to have all this imaginary problems. It's true. There's a lot of imaginary problems that go on in this world. And, well, I'm here, but I'm, obviously a little bit more on the left side of things, but I'm certainly way more moderate than most. Most people like to get way down on one side or the other and won't listen to any reason. And that's fine. But this is just common sense. Don't start fighting about, it's like bringing up, like if you have a fight with your spouse, do you bring up an old fight? That's the worst thing you could do. And if you ever do, we don't do counseling, but we don't need to, but thank God. But if you ever did counseling, they would say that's one of the worst things you could do. Bring up old wounds or make up something else or suspicions. This woman she's not suspicious that Patti Lupone is a racist. Patti Lupone has a history of definitely not being one, if you get what I mean. So she's making this stuff for her own benefit. Yeah. Woman-splaining. Eyes roll over on that open letter. It's hideous. She shouldn't have, I agree. She should not have apologized. First of all, Patti Lupone is 77 years old. She's one of the most decorated people on Broadway. She's in the new Marvel movies. She's got some kind of role in that. I don't watch them, so I just heard that she does. Her career is kind of like, what's she going to do now? You know what? She should have just said, fuck off. These race grifters, I love it when you apologize and they don't forgive you. That's exactly what's happening. They still destroy you, and they a million. So they demand an apology. They get it, but they don't accept it. I'd like to see her video accepting Patti Lupone's apology. She won't post that. Let's see if she does. Playing the race card is just showing weakness. You should apologize if you have if you have done nothing wrong. You shouldn't. Definitely not. Stand by the complaint and not apologize. See, she's obviously. I'm not going to say that word because I'll get in trouble. Like on The View, cancel culture. Who cares? A bunch of queens. Exactly. An apology is often regarded as an admission of guilt. It is. Ignore them. They go away eventually. Yeah, the apology in a situation like that makes it all worse. Makes it all worse. I demand an apology. That's sweet. I'll let you all read that. You go first. And that's terrible. Andrew, Elizabeth, I'm coming to you. I'm dying, Elizabeth. I'm dying. What is his sister-in-law's name? Oh my God, I love her. He can't stand her. She's like, oh my, Fred Sanford. Funniest show ever. The denazification of Ukraine will move up to second gear now. Yeah, isn't that true? The denazification. What do you think that they all are over there? Happy Sunday. Oh, hello, Hitesh. Let's have some happiness in sight. Never apologize if you were in the right. Indeed. Agreed. See, we're all on the same page. I've gone for job interviews and told they can't hire me. You would think I was Irish, but Irish need not apply. Just loves on. What did I fall into? We're just talking about Patti Lupone and how she's being called a racist now. Like, and it's funny because you see all these, people commenting on it, and you could just see when people come from a different angle, then you see what their intent is. It's pretty crazy to me. It's just anybody who jumps on that bandwagon people, anybody who listens to any talking head and repeats it is off my Christmas card list. And that's all I got to say about any of that. And now it's time for the Gallery of Bastards. The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime Let's start off with Andrew Wolkowicz. Oh, hello. You wear flannel pajamas to bed too? So do I. So Dean, where's Dean today? No, Dean on Sunday Mass. Where are you? Look at how hello, senor. Look at that. That's what a beautiful, beautiful baby. Beautiful, beautiful baby. You must have been a beautiful baby. Oh, actually, I need to pull this out because I gotta make this stuff smaller so I can see what's happening here. Now, I don't want that so big. This is the one thing about this computer, which is amazing. Everything happens too fast. It's just so fast now. I'm confused with the way stuff's. Ugh, I miss my BlackBerry keyboard. Now, I don't want that really. This is too big. Come on, get smaller, window. Thank you. I have such a big screen now that every time I try to resize them, they just snap so fast. It's kind of confusing. But anyway, thanks for that, Andrew. Beautiful. Jim Blair for the Bashers. Nandor looking introspective. Such a gentle and mellow guy. We love Nandor. Oh, let me get that off the screen. Thank you. Oh, we love Nandor. He's so beautiful. What a beautiful puppy, puppy, puppy. More dogs, more cats, more watches. What are you guys wearing today? I'm wearing my Seiko. I'm wearing my field watch, my Seiko field watch. I like to wear it on Sundays. It's a beautiful watch. Look at Nandor. What a beautiful, oh, wow, what a great shot. What a beautiful baby. Oh, we love you, Nandor. Thanks, buddy. By the way, Jim Blair is one of the most talented musicians and composers I've ever heard in my entire life. And I'll tell you why. He was kind enough to share with me a lot of the work he does. Does some work for TV and film, something that I dabbled in. I used to do a lot of voiceovers, and I wrote a lot of music for a cartoon channel called Cubo. And we discussed, but his stuff is Spielbergian. It is John Williamsian in its scope, and it's just absolutely great. So just big shout out to you and your amazing talent, Mr. Blair. Sean, who do we got? We got Mr. Steve McLeod of the Clan McLeod. There he is. Hey, Steve. How are you feeling, brother? We all know he had the case of the shingles. Is it going away? Are you close to it? And his absolutely beautiful essays now. He is fallen into Julian territory of doing these series of beautiful photographic prints. Quite beautiful. Very mysterious, too. He's definitely got his own style, which is great. Lovely. Quite beautiful. Oh, he went back to go get that amp, and it was gone. Remember, I discovered that amp, it was like Warren Cucurullo's amp from Missing Persons, who later from Duran Duran. And I was like, oh, shit, go get that amp. But it's gone. Of course, it's gone. Hey, look at that. We've got a little bit of Alfred Hitchcock in there, a cameo from Mr. McLeod. We hope you're feeling better, buddy. We hope you're feeling better. Thanks, Mr. McLeod of the Clan McLeod. Next up is, hold on a second. God, YouTube, stop sending me messages. From Ray, bank holiday. Look at this, what you're doing. Is this the boat where you replaced all the engine parts? That looks like a nice, the Celtic Mist, Dublin. It's not your boat. Unless it's just registered there. Look at that. That looks like a great boat to go have a little trippy poo on. I would love to do that. Fantastic. Looks lovely, Ray. What's your story with that? What's that story with that boat? Tell us more about that boat. Then we have, hey, it's Jeff and Michelle. Frank's watches. Oh, he sent me a picture of Frank Sinatra and Tom Selleck. This is always fun. I don't know if Tom Selleck but that's definitely a Bulova, right? Because Frank was a super Bulova guy, and he used to wear tanks, and that's a gold one. They make a Sinatra watch now. Of course, Bulova is not made in Queens anymore. I believe it's owned by Citizen. But Frank was a very big fan of Bulova watches. because they were a New York company. He liked it. And there he is with the beyond handsome Tom Selleck. I mean, could you be more handsome than that? I don't think so. I don't know. Does Tom Selleck wear cool watches? I don't even know. I mean, he's a big man. He should have a cool watch, right? You would think so. Jeff, what do you know? What do you know? Tell me what you know. Andrew says, I'm a strong, independent woman. Now feed me. Well, we all know this is who this is. Hilarious. Yeah, well, listen. Happy wife, happy life. And you know, when you have a female kitty, I don't know, man. The girls treat the boys the way the boys treat the girls. It's just the way it is. Like I've said, I've had 3 female animals. I've had Laverne, Clara, who I inherited from that evil Irish witch, and Dingo, my dog. And I treated them not better, but differently. Like, and I had, you know, Glaucus and Murray and Bruce, my boys. And I was just not, I guess I was just daddy's little girl, you know. It's a real thing. It really absolutely truly happens, you know. And while I loved everyone, I did not love anyone less. The girls leaving me were the most destructive of all. I don't know what it is, because they're your princess, and she is your princess. So there you have it. Hey, Sunday Mass Snoopy says, from the one and only Melly C. Friendship isn't about who came first. It's about who came and never left. Yeah. I mean, most of the friends that I've ever had, I still have. And most of them, there's a couple that come and go, but I guess those were never really friendships, right? Right? If they can come and go like that, I guess that's probably true. For the gallery, the cows came to greet us on our morning walk from Jooby Doo. Where are you? You've got a lot of mookie. Look at these cows. Look at these guys. God, this almost looks like Ireland, the west of Ireland. Look at these beautiful cows. Hope they're milking cows and they're not going to be steaks. What a beautiful, that's like a album cover, Drew. Drooby Doo. How are you? Are you guys having a great life? I hope you are, with your beautiful brood and our beautiful Kay. Thank you for the cows. Thank you, kind sir. Here's Sir Julian, our resident artiste. Beautiful. Look at that. This is almost like Hopper. Wow. What did we? We watched. Oh, we didn't finish Black Bag last night. It looked like it was getting good, but I don't know how good it is. Paul said that Cate Blanchett, ever since she had plastic surgery, because she definitely had a facelift, she looks different. She looks a lot younger. I love Cate Blanchett. I think that's Oisin's favorite woman in the world. He says he can see her acting now, because he says she can't be as expressive as she was before. Interesting. But there was so much London in this. I don't know if you've seen that yet, Julian. And you never Tom Selleck wore a Pepsi GMT on Magnum PI, Tobster. Very cool. See, isn't that great? That's information I did not know. That's maybe a little small for him. I mean, he's a big dude. I saw him on Madison Avenue. He walked right past me, smoking a cigar, wearing a leather trench coat. He's with another tall guy. He's like 6'4". He's a huge guy. And he had the big mustache and everything. This was about 20 years ago. I was at the Pretezi, looking in the Pretezi window, which makes the world's greatest sheets, them and Frette and Pretezi. And he was walking up the street, and I was just like, oh, shit, that's fucking Tom Selleck. Holy crap. Anyway, beautiful. Look at this. Now, that's a gorgeous shot. Look at the framing, the shadows. The shadows. Walk in the shadows. Beautiful, Julian. What could be unearthed here? Look at this thing. Is that a crypt, Julian? Send me a live chat, Julian, and I'll drop dead when you do it. If you ever did it. Be pretty great. Beautiful. Oh, these are amazing. Oh my God, Julian, this might be my favorite series of yours. The shadows and the light are just incredible. Wow. Oh, wow. Beautiful trees and limbs. And ugly apartment buildings, but we have got plenty. I just don't ever think of that stuff as being in London, but it's true. It can be there. That's what I think about being. What's on the top, though? Is that modern construction on the top of this old building? How interesting. And look at this. Somebody's fabulous pied-à-terre. Amazing. Julian, spectacular work. Oh, wow. Gas lamps. I think that there's only one or two. Isn't there only one street in London that still has gas lamps? And that's it, huh? Look at that. Or is the gas lamp part taken out? It's electric now. Did they keep the fixtures? I don't know. Only Julian knows. Well, I wouldn't mind that gaff. That looks pretty gaffy. Look at that beautifulness. Oh, shit. Sorry. Sorry, Julian. I goofed up. I hit the wrong button. I have everything on one screen now, so it's weird. Oh, this is lovely. Look at that. How in the world is that? I don't know. Everything's done in the lens. So, whatever he does later on, I don't know. But all of the images are created right in the lens. And he's been very specific about that. Julian, bravo. Absolutely beautiful work. As always, incredible. Oh, it looks like a converted water tower. The top room is the tank. Oh, very might well be. How cool. Beautiful selection today. Gorgeous. Was that the only color one? Yes, it is. How interesting. How interesting, dear Julian. Thank you, sir, very much for that. Next up in the gallery, Melly C, Sunday Mess, Eminem Madness, Smoking Mindy Madness. Yeah. You just want to do this, right? But does she not like that? Can you scratch under her? If she's laying like that and you scratch her chin, will she like it or will she not like it? They all like that, don't they? Don't they all love their chin scratched? I think that they do. If they don't, I'd be shocked. She has to. See, I just can't handle her at all. I can't take Mindy. She's just too cute. Too damn cute. Oh, look, he's gotten so chubby, but I love it because that's healthy. Oh my God. Sometimes she likes it. Okay. Look at this. Look at the devil in the back, though. These two kill me. Look at her. Oh boy. So, have you figured out the what the doctor recommended? The veterinarian. Is it? Did you say veterinarian or veterinarian? It's interesting. Like Veterans Day or Veterans Day. Have you figured out what you're going to do to supplement his dietetic needs? Oh, look at him. He's so beautiful. Carolyn Martin wants to steal him so badly. But be careful because she might. Oh, beautiful, Mork. We love you. He's so pretty. Well, that's a new color that I've yet to see. Usually it's purples. Now he's on top of orange. Or orange, as people say now. Orange. And then the devil. The devil herself. Devilish lady. Yes, he's robust. But didn't the doctor said something about that, though, right? Like you got to trim him down a bit. Or but Paul just found out that his sugar is high. I'm like, from what? Well, look at this. This is frameable. That is so beautiful. Carolyn Martin, I don't know if you're watching the show right now, but holy crap, is that the most beautiful shot you ever saw of Mork? That is a print, and you have to frame that because it's amazing. Oh, what a beautiful baby he is. Oh. Devil cat. Look at them. You guys are so blessed. So blessed. Eminem madness, Malcolm Mindy madness. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, kids, very much for that. And then we have a JHB, Panerai, still in the honeymoon phase. The sandwich style. You betcha, man. I mean, Tom Selleck could wear a Panerai, right? Look at that. The 8 giorni. I got to try on the 10-day from the handsome, incomparable Jim, and that was beautiful, and it fit, and it actually looked good, pretty decent on me. This looks perfect on you. This watch is good, gorgeous. I'm a fan, man. I'm a Panerai fan. I don't know, like, what's wrong with the world, why they're not, people aren't going crazy for Panerai. That thing is good, gorgeous, man. Oh. Andrew says, pasta is carbs. Have Paul cut back and drink more water or low-carb beer. He doesn't drink beer. If he has one beer a year, it's a lot. You drink beer. Yeah, I am cutting down on the pasta and the carbs because I made pasta fagioli. We had that last night because that's my favorite dish in the world, and I love to make it. And I made it for Emmett the other night, but we wound up not eating it because we went out instead after the show and had a really good time. Beautiful. That Pam is incredible. Wear it in the best of health, my dear friend, in the best of health. JHB. And Jamie Scott. Hey, Jamie. Jamie, my sweet Jamie. Was become untrue. It's Gus sunning by the pond, enjoying his best life, all healed up and getting his weight back. Yes. See, Basher's prayers do work. All that he went through with beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Gus. And look at this. Look at him. It all worked. Whatever he ate 1,000 years ago that grew into a giant football, solved. Look at that. And you know what, Jamie? I'm so grateful. So grateful that you were the kind of daddy that was proactive and took the chance to save this beautiful puppy's life. Because look at best life ever. What a perfect way to end the Gallery of Bastards. We love you and we love Gus. Thank you so very much for that. So incredibly worthy. That's the Gallery of Bastards.
The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime the Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Andrew says, anyone else knows that male cats are far more vocal and needy than the girls? Yeah, maybe true. Wearing my 2019 sub no date on a Colareb leather strap. Why didn't you send a picture, Tobe? Why not? Should have sent a picture. I'm gonna make this thing lower because this thing drives me bananas. Every once in a while, I'm just so not used to this screen is so big. If you send me a picture before the end of the show, I'll put it up, Tobe. Nandor, we all love you, Tobester. You're welcome. No, Andrew, Mindy is the loud vocal one in our house. She loves to shout when you are on the phone. Hey, listen to that, because you're not paying enough attention to her. You know, Ray, that boat's very cool and outstanding work, Steve. I like that shirt. Morgana will only sleep on pillows. Well, because she's a princess. This is cool. Tom Selleck wore a Pepsi GMT, and I did not know that. But, you know, I watched that show a lot. I need to start watching that show again. Anybody see? Oh, that's true. That new guy was wearing one also. Isn't that crazy? Involved with her since 2011, the boat. Used to Celtic Mist. Used to belong to one Charles J. Howie. How do you say it? Hawley. Ireland's Gaddafi, now still Irish whale and dolphin group boast first mate. Okay. A friend is two souls, one body. Aristotle. Quite beautiful. The Pepsi GMT was part of the story that they had his character in a Vietnam vet that was a SEAL, popular watches in that crowd. Now, I remember that episode, that series of episodes, and they were amazing, where they were in the jungle and stuff. And, you know, what's amazing is when the American military used to go to this place called the PX, which is the Army stores, and they would be able to go there and buy a Rolex for $150 or Omega or whatever brands that they're launching. Who knows? They had them all probably. But everybody seems to have bought GMTs or Submariners. I see a couple of Speedies and things like that. But for the most part, because Speedmasters were not waterproof. and those were. So I think that that's why everybody bought them, you know? So that's probably what it is. And he did. He sent it. Sub no date. Coming right up. This is from Tobster McDonkey, guys. There he is. Sub no date. My favorite sub, of course, is the sub no date, otherwise known as the Emmett O'Malley, as I call it now. Gorgeous watch. Hey, you guys have the exact same one. It looks great on a leather strap. People don't normally do that. I think it's a great look. I think, listen, I know the Speedmaster is the strap monster. I think the sub is too. And I love it on rubber. Ooh, it looks great. Looks fantastic. Great shot. Thanks, Tobe. Thanks very much for that. Thank you, kind sir. It looks like a converted water tower. Oh, that's what you said. Yeah, it looks like. Gas lamps, cool. The London fog was actually smog from coal fire heating and industrial oil and gas emissions. Well, we all knew that. So sometimes she is. Okay. Chubby, not fluffy about Mork. He's robust. Veterinarian is pronounced horse doctor. Thanks, Dr. Bob. Veterinarian. Mindy looks right up at the camera from the background, but I'm ready for my close-up. Yeah, she does. Because she's a diva. She's Patti Lupone. Yeah, pasta is carbs. We're going to work on that. We're going to cut down on that stuff because I'm a fat bastard. I need to go back on my no-carb shebang. I bought some salmon churros from Mindy. I will give her some this evening. Hey, is that the pink one? Is that the one that I said that smells like a... That's the one. I'll take a picture of it and I'll email it to you because I think I have one. I found one the other day and I just looked at it. And I probably stared at it for 20 minutes, just blankly like, oh, God. Hey, it's a real gas lamp at the rear of the Savoy. They run off the methane gas from the London sewers. Heart attack. Thank you, Renaissance. Thank you, Julian. Andy M. Gus loves Gus. Try cauliflower for bread. We tried that too. And he's thin. You know, Paul's always been a skinny mini. It's crazy. Outstanding today, right? Except there wasn't one from you. There was no Bronson. That's a difference. Because, you know, what's the gallery without Bronson or you? You just sent a picture and we enjoyed it very, very much. Thank you so much. Hey, James M499, just catching the end of the show. Hope all's well. I was just talking about you, handsome one. Talking about Panerai. What do you got going on there, Laurent Perrier? Look at that. Have a great upcoming week. Laurent Perrier, look at that. Amazing. $4.99. Boom. That requires, I'm going to give you some kazoos. And it's the beautiful Sharon. Hello, beautiful lady. Hey, beautiful grandma. How are you? Great to see you in the room. We missed you throughout the show. And handsome James M. Incredible. Lovely sub. Yeah. Who doesn't love that? I know, right? We both, isn't it funny? We're both Milgauss maniacs, but we both love the no date sub. I know. Hey, Calloy. Great to see you in the room. Happy Sunday, Dirk. Happy Sunday to you, Calloy. And Andy M says Seiko Willard sold very well to the Jazz. Yes, they did indeed. Yes, yes. Oh, the pink one. I'd be shocked if she doesn't love it, Melly C. I would be super shocked if it's because the second I cut that open, it was like she came running and it was nuts. Hello, Sharon. Hey, you guys. I love that you guys are friends. Nice watch. Beautiful stuff. Guys, thanks so much. Hey, in Carlo, an armed man with suspected explosives attached to him opened fire in a supermarket. Oh my God, injuring a child. And the guard shot and killed him. Good. The bomb squad is now on the scene. Jeez, panel power. Jesus Christ. Let's all pray for them in nomine Padre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. What's going on there? You don't hear about that shit going on in Ireland anymore. In Carlo, huh? Wowee. All our best to all those beautiful people out there, and we hope that you're all okay. Guys, thanks for a great show. It's 3:12. Go in peace to love and serve the bash. My name is Dirk. Thank you to the super chatters today. We got Buddy Hell, Andrew Wolkowicz, James M, and the beautiful Sharon. Oh, I didn't give you a big bang boom. Sharon with that even still. Oh my God, Sharon. Hold on to the night. Hold on to the memories. I'm working on my Richard Marx right now. I will be right here waiting for you. Whatever it takes, oh, how my heart breaks. He's got a very kind of masky sound. 6 Canadian 99. Thank you, beautiful Sharon. That was very sweet of you. Great show, everybody. I'll see you back on Speedy Tuesday. Go in peace to love and serve the bash. It has been my utmost pleasure to be your host today. Thank you all so much. I'll see you later. Oh, don't forget to hit a thumbs up. Does that work? Don't forget to thumbs up. You know, because it's not raining at all this week here in America. Give it a thumbs up. Please do. Go in peace to love and serve the bash. In nomine Padri, e Fili, e Spiritu Santi.